Repetition is a literary device that is used to draw attention to important words and phrases. However, if you end up repeating the same word, phrase, or even idea in an accidental and annoying way, this is not just wasting words. It is one of the literary sins, redundancy. Welcome to Word Nerd. I'm your host, Adam Webb. Saying reverse back when you just need to say reverse, or repeat again when you just need to say repeat, is falling prey to redundancy. But those examples might be too obvious to catch most of us. In this list I've compiled, I'll share with you what I think are the top 100 redundant phrases in everyday English. I won't include anything that is super obvious. This way, you're bound to see a few that have caught you in their webs. As I give you this list, note how many of them you have used. This is one time you don't want to get a high score. Well, at least if your score is high, you will have seen and can do something about just how annoying you have been to grammar Nazis. Honest truth. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. Please do not say that. If it's the truth, then it's honest. Absolutely sure. Yeah, if you're sure, then you're absolutely sure. You don't need to say absolutely sure. Accurately solve. If you accurately solve something, then you've solved it. Don't need to say accurately, because if it's solved, then it must have been accurate. Past experience or prior experience. Yeah. If it's experience, then it can't be future experience, can it? It has to be something that has happened in the past. Added bonus. Yeah. If it's a bonus, then it's added. Advance notice. Notice can only be advance. Advance preparation. Yeah, you can prepare in advance. That's the only way you can prepare. All-time record. That is the very definition of record. If it's a record, then it's all-time. Just record is fine. All year round. Year round. Alleged suspect. Just suspect is okay. Alternative choice. Really? Either is fine, but both, that's a sin. AM in the morning or PM in the evening. Yeah, AM is fine. 7 AM is fine. 7 in the morning is fine. 7 AM in the morning, that's overkill. Ancient relic. Yeah, if it's a relic, then it has to be ancient by definition. Anonymous stranger. There's one single marshmallow in the cup of coffee. Yeah, there is one marshmallow. That's fine. If it's one, it has to be single. Or even saying there's a single marshmallow. That's also fine. But one single, it doesn't make sense. Appear to be. This one is very commonly used just to, hit a word count or something. It appears to be red. It appears red. If it appears, then it is appearing to be. So to be is unnecessary. Appears is just fine. Armed gunman. Yeah, gunman is okay. Gun. Yeah, gun. Pre-existing or already existing. Just existing is fine. If it is existing, then it's already been existing. So, yeah. The next one is most favorite. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Favorite is quite fine. Mutual agreement. Yeah, agreement has to be mutual. Pretty much. So agreement is just fine. And the same goes for mutual communication. Yeah. The next one is originally coined or originally started or originally founded or originally invented. All of these words imply originally. Something is coined, then that thing is coined originally. Because had it already existed, then it couldn't have then again been coined. So yeah. You can't say you are the one who originally founded this business, unless it has been founded again, and you were the one who had founded it before. But yeah, anyhow, originally is not necessary in these cases. Over-exaggerate. Yeah, exaggerate pretty much does the job. Overused cliche. Yeah, that's very bad. Cliche means overused, so just cliche is fine. Or you can say an overused statement or overused word, but overused cliche, that's a double kill. In my own personal opinion. Wow, this is bad. Your opinion is already personal, necessarily. Next is safe haven. Yeah, haven has to be safe. That's why it's a haven. And the next one is pervaded throughout. You know, the smell of perfume pervaded throughout the room. Pervaded means throughout. It means going throughout. So just pervaded is fine. Physical appearance. It sounds like it makes sense, but just appearance is perfectly fine. Because how it appears has to do with how it physically looks. So what is the man's appearance? You don't need to ask what his physical appearance is. Next is preliminary draft. Now this one technically might be okay, but it's usually used incorrectly. Preliminary draft, because draft already means the preliminary report or preliminary paper. So unless you have two drafts, a first draft and the second draft, then just draft is fine. If you have two different drafts, then of course the first draft is the preliminary draft. But usually there's one draft and then the thing. So just draft is fine in that case. Next is qualified expert. I guess this one might be fine in some cases, but usually an expert is qualified, and that's a part of the reason why he's an expert. So usually we can just say expert. But I guess in some cases someone might be an expert at something, but they might not necessarily have the qualifications to support that expertise. So I'm gonna give this maybe a half mark, a pass. Yeah. Somewhat. Next is but yet. More often than not, just one of these can work. But or yet. We don't need but yet. Collaborate together. Yeah, if you collaborate, then it has to be together. You can't collaborate by yourself or with yourself. So just collaborate is fine. Close proximity. I have fallen victim to this one. But proximity is fine. Just proximity. If it's within your proximity, then it's close by. Next is combine together. Very bad, avoid at all costs. Combine is fine. You can't combine in any other way except together. Each and every. Oh my, this one is so often used. Each and every one, each and every whatever. Just each is fine. If it's each, then it's every. And if it's every, then it's each. We don't need both. Browse through. Just browse through something. Browse is fine. If you're browsing, it has to be through something. Continue on. Yeah, continue. End result. Of course, if it's a result, it's the end result. So just result is fine. What is the result? You don't need to talk about the end result, unless perhaps there are many results, but you're referring to the one at the end or the final one. But usually it's used in a way that just means result. Enter into. This one sounds good, you know, enter into an agreement or enter into a contract or whatever, a house, but just enter is fine because you can't enter out of. You can certainly only enter into something. So just enter is fine. Few in number. Just few. It can't be few in anything else, so few is fine. Final outcome it's similar to end result. Just outcome, because if it's the outcome, then it's final. Fellow classmates. Yeah, if they're your classmates, then they're your fellows. They're your fellow classmates. So just classmates is fine. Same with fellow co-workers or fellow anything. The fellow isn't necessary because classmates imply that they're in the same class as you. Free gift. Yeah, if it's a gift, it's free. It should be free. Follow after. Just follow is fine. You can't follow before. Future plans. Yeah, plans should be good. You can't have past plans unless you're a time traveler. Next is general vicinity. Just vicinity is fine. General vicinity is very often used, but it's a redundancy. Vicinity implies the general space around. And the next one is reason is because. The reason is because something. Yeah, the reason is. Next is sum total. This is just another way to kind of sound like you know more words, because total is sum and sum is total. So sum is fine, total is fine. Sum total is redundant. Next is uphill climb. Yeah, just climb is fine. You can't climb down a hill or down anything. So climb is good. Various different. There are various different plants here. Just various is fine. Various means different, and different means various. So they are different plants or various plants. Whole entire. The whole entire day, the whole entire cake. Yeah, whole or entire is fine, but whole entire, no. That's like two cakes. Yeah, the whole cake or the entire cake. Absolutely necessary. This one could be argued, but I'm gonna strike it as a redundancy, because if it's necessary, then it is absolutely needed. You need it absolutely. That's why it's a necessity. Yeah, so absolutely necessary is not good. Unless there are a number of necessities, but maybe one is more absolute than the rest. No. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but absolutely necessary has got to go, or has to go. The next is assemble together. Yeah, it's like combine together. Assemble is fine because you can't assemble a part. Next is ATM machine. Yeah, automated teller machine is what you're saying. And blend together, which is the same as combine together. Just blend is fine. Bouquet of flowers. This one might catch a lot of us because it's something we say without really realizing that bouquet means it is of flowers. So just a bouquet is fine. It can't be a bouquet of rocks or grapes. It has to be a bouquet of flowers. So bouquet is fine. Next is brief summary and also a brief moment. Yeah, a summary has to be brief and a moment is by definition brief. So just summary or just moment. To classify into groups. Classify these plants into groups. Yeah, if you classify them, then you're putting them into groups. So just classify is okay. Completely destroyed. That makes no sense because if it's destroyed, then it's completely destroyed. So just destroyed is okay. Could possibly, one or the other. Something could happen, yeah, or something, may possibly, also redundant. Yeah, something could happen. Could possibly, it's a redundancy. It does sound good, but it's not good. It's not acceptable. It shouldn't be. Next is emergency situation. What is the situation doing? What is it adding? It's an emergency. That's what it is. Next is completely eradicate. Complete nonsense. Eradicate means to destroy or to get rid of completely. So eradicate is okay. That's fine. Face mask. Wow, these days this has become a popular nuisance in society. Face mask. There are no other masks that I can think of. So just mask should suffice. Fall down or sit down. Yeah, fall or sit. You can't fall or sit up. I guess you could sit up. Yeah. Final conclusion. Yeah. Conclusion means final. So just conclusion. Foreign imports. Yeah. No explanation necessary. If it's imported, then it's from a foreign place. So just imports. Frozen ice. Frozen ice. This one is classic. Wow. Frozen ice. Yeah. Just ice. Just ice. Full to capacity. Just full is fine. Completely fine. Gather together. Yeah. Just gather. You can't gather apart. HIV virus. Yeah, the V is virus. Introduced a new. So I've introduced a new concept. I've introduced a concept. If I've introduced it, then of course it's new. Lag behind. If someone is lagging behind, then these days lag. Oh, I see. It is redundant in some cases, but in others it might be fine. To lag behind means to lag. Because lagging means you are behind schedule or behind everything else. But I guess lagging now increasingly means, bugging out or malfunctioning in terms of a computer or a game or something electronic. So I guess lag behind is, it's still redundant, technically, but fine. I won't get upset if I hear lag behind. Next is manually by hand. Yeah, this is crazy. Manually means by hand. So either is fine, both is not. Natural instinct. This sounds good, but it's not. If it's an instinct, then it's natural. None at all. Just none. The at all does add a sense of emphasis, but it's redundant. That's the point. Pair of twins. If there are two different sets of twins, meaning 4 people in total, then you can say pair of twins. But usually we use this when there is one set of twins, in which case we can just say twins. Yeah, pair of twins doesn't make sense because twins already has the meaning of pair involved. Next is penetrate into. Yeah, just penetrate, because if you're penetrating, it has to be into something. What are we talking about? Next is pin number. Yeah, the N is number, so pin is fine. Next, same exact, the same exact thing. Same is fine, or exact. But same and exact, they mean the same thing here, so either is fine. The sole of your feet. No other part of your body has a sole, as in S-O-L-E, so just sole is fine. You're tall in height, or tall in stature. Yeah, you can't be tall in any other sense, at least not in a usual manner of speaking, so just tall is fine. Tuna fish. Just tuna. There isn't a tuna horse or tuna anything else, so just tuna should be fine. Underground subway. Yeah, sub means under, subway means the way under, so we don't need underground. Very unique makes no sense. It's either unique or it's not unique. Basic fundamentals. Fundamentals mean basic, so if you're learning the basic fundamentals of video editing, then you're really just learning the fundamentals of video editing. You're learning the basics or you're learning the fundamentals. Next is former graduate. Yeah, former graduate. If you're a graduate, then you're a former graduate. We don't need former. Yeah, it means you have already graduated. Yeah, so the former is already there. Next is joint collaboration. Yeah, just collaboration is obviously fine. Next is at a later time. Yeah, later is always acceptable here. The next one is sufficient enough, which is crazy. Just sufficient is okay. Sufficient is sufficient. Next is 12 noon or 12 midnight. The 12 isn't necessary here. Noon is necessarily 12, and midnight is also necessarily 12. So 12 might be ambiguous, but noon is perfectly fine. Midnight is perfectly fine. Next is visible to the eye. Yeah, it can't be visible to the air, can it? Or to the nose, or to the hands, so just visible is okay. Next is basic essentials, which, just like basic necessities or basic fundamentals, is redundant. Because essentials mean they're basic. Completely finished. Yeah, if it's finished, then it is completely finished. So just finished is fine. New recruit. Recruit means new, so just recruit is fine. It is square in shape or circular in shape. In what other sense can it be square or circular? Just square, just circular, just triangular. Yeah. Bald-headed. You don't say bald. Bald is enough. Well, that was a long list. We made it to the end. Thanks for watching.